Hi, boys and girls. I wondered if you would like to take a trip with me. Yeah? All right, let's go on a trip. We're going to go around the world. So just imagine that this is you, and we're going to put you on the map of the world. So this is my kitchen table, which will now be the world. And there you are. You are in Louisville, Kentucky, and you are close to SMM. That's SMM. And you are on the map. All right, Louisville, Kentucky, SMM. Now, let's make our world a little bigger. All right, what's next? Well, first you're in your neighborhood, then you're in your city. Our city is Louisville. What comes after that? Let's check and see. Okay, boys and girls, so we have SMM and we have you on the map. So let's put them now on our map of Kentucky. So now our table has turned into the state of Kentucky. What we have here is the county of Jefferson. We live in Jefferson County, and SMM is up here like this by your neighborhood in Jefferson County. Jefferson County has Louisville. It has all the things that we love about Louisville. It has the bridges, it has Churchill Downs, and Floyd's Fork. All of those places are in Louisville. So Jefferson County, then we have the state of Kentucky. Now Kentucky has 120 counties. I didn't draw them all, I just drew Jefferson. So here's Kentucky. Now, at the top of Kentucky on the northern border, when you look at that line, there's a blue line. Who knows why there's a blue line? You are so smart. That blue line is the Ohio River, and that's our northern border in the state of Kentucky. There's the Ohio River. And just north of the Ohio River in Louisville, when we cross the bridge from Jefferson County, we go right into Indiana when we cross our bridge in Jefferson County. Okay, so here we are now on the map of Kentucky. Now Kentucky has all kinds of cool things. Kentucky's our special state that we know and love. Let's look at this map of Kentucky. On this map, it shows all the cool stuff in Kentucky. It shows Fort Knox, where all the gold is. There are the horses racing in Louisville. Now, this cool thing I wanted to show you is called Hodgenville, where Abraham Lincoln was born. Yep, he was born right here in Kentucky. The real Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president, was born in Kentucky. Look at all those other cool things we have in Kentucky. Cumberland Falls, the Cumberland Gap. We have the city of Bowling Green. We have Mammoth Cave. We have other parks named Big Bone Lick and Cumberland Gap, Lake Cumberland. All these cool places we have in Kentucky. Now up here, a couple of cities we have. There's Frankfort. It's not too far from Jefferson County from Louisville. And there's Lexington. When you drive a little further down the road, you go into Lexington. Now Frankfort, there's a star there. Do you know why there's a star on the city of Frankfort? I bet you do, you're so smart. That's right, because it's our capital. All right, so here is the guy who's on the $5 bill, our very own Abraham Lincoln, born right around here in a log cabin in Hodgenville. Now look at this picture of Kentucky. It's got some very interesting things. Why are these pictures important for Kentucky? Well, there's a horse. That little plant you see in the middle, that's our state plant, goldenrod. And we know why this bird is there. For the U of L Cardinals. Nope, not for the U of L Cardinals. That's our state bird, the cardinal. And the horse, of course, is so important to our state. All right, another cool thing we have in the state of Kentucky is a state fossil. This is a brachiopod. It's the fossil of our state that's chosen to represent Kentucky. And a brachiopod used to live in Kentucky when we were under the ocean, deep, deep in the ocean. It's just a shell, but this is a fossil, not a shell any longer. And I found this one in Harrods Creek. All right, so we have our state fossil, our state bird, our state plant, and the horse that's so important to us. So let's look again at some important things in Kentucky. There are the horses. Many horse farms are east of Jefferson County. If you travel this way, it's east over toward Lexington. Many horse farms along this route right here. Okay, here's some more things. Let's move our Kentucky map over a little bit. Sweet tea, yeah, that's pretty important. Kentucky has the Kentucky Derby. We're gonna put that up by Jefferson County. We have the Belle of Louisville, yay! We're gonna put that up on the river. Owls, well, yeah, I guess we have owls. Oh, who put that there? Who put that there? All right, we'll put it by Lexington. Okay, now we're gonna move away from Kentucky, Jefferson County, the Ohio River, Hodgenville, where Abraham Lincoln was born, Frankfort, our state capital, Lexington, where the horses live, and all the other cool things in our state. Oh, one more thing. When you get down here to the very edge of Kentucky, right around here, this becomes the Mississippi River. The Ohio River flows into the Mississippi River for the last couple of miles at the edge of Kentucky. It's a very cool thing that we also have the Mississippi River. So next we're going to move out. So we had our city. We started with our neighborhood, our city, our county, our state. Let's see what comes next. Okay, boys and girls. So you remember we started with, where is my neighborhood? Where's SMM? Where's our city, our county, our state? Now, are you ready? Here is America. All right, my kitchen table has now turned into the United States of America. And I think you can spot Kentucky on our map. Let's talk a little bit about this. Okay, here we go. So we have Kentucky on the map, and it's somewhere around here, kind of in the middle. It's not close to the coast. It's not close to the edges. This coast has the Atlantic Ocean on this side. If you travel to Hilton Head or Myrtle Beach or anywhere along this line right here, New York, New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine, all the way up, you are going to see the Atlantic Ocean. That's what's on this coast of the United States. The Atlantic Ocean goes all the way down here on this side of Florida, where a lot of us visit. Now, when you go on this side of Florida, when you visit this side, when you visit Tampa, Sarasota, Panama City, Destin, Seaside, Alabama beaches like Orange Beach, you are in the Gulf of Mexico. Now, it is the Atlantic Ocean, but because it's not the big ocean over here, it's what we call a gulf, where it goes and has land on part of the sides of it. The Gulf of Mexico. This is Florida. Now, fun fact, to get from Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky, all the way down to Disney World, it is 859 miles. That's why it takes so long to get there. All right, let's put our state capital up here in Frankfort. Let's talk about this distance that I've written over here. This is how far it is from Louisville, Kentucky to the Grand Canyon. 1,713 miles to the Grand Canyon. Now, if you continue on west, we're in Kentucky. When we go this way, we are going west. You will run into California. California is a state on the western side of the United States, and it has a beautiful beach on the Pacific Ocean. So the Pacific Ocean, California, all the way east across the United States, past Kentucky, we get to the other side of the United States, and we have the Atlantic Ocean. How lucky are we to have two oceans? All right, let's see what else we can name. Where will some of these go? New York. Let's find New York. New York is going to be northeast of Kentucky. So we're going to go north and we're going to go east. That's where we'll find New York. Let's find another one. Tennessee. Great. We've all been to Tennessee. Tennessee is just south of Kentucky. So if we are in Kentucky, in Louisville, in Jefferson County, in Hodgenville, in Frankfort, in Lexington, in Cumberland Gap, anywhere in Kentucky, you go just south of Kentucky and you will be in Tennessee. What else can we find? How about Canada? Yeah, Canada. Canada is north of the United States of America. So anywhere that you are in America, if you're in New York, if you're in California, if you are at the Grand Canyon, if you are in the beach at Florida, if you are standing at the beach of the Gulf of Mexico, as far north as America can go, you will cross over into Canada. Canada goes from here all the way east to the other side. Canada is just north of the United States. Here's another one we can find, South America. So just south of the United States is Mexico. And Mexico goes down into South America, the next continent south. We live in North America. That's where we live, in North America. Okay, are you ready for another adventure? Okay, so look closely. There's our city. There's our state. There's the area we live in. The United States of America is our country. We have 50 states, coast to coast, with the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean. We're neighbors with Canada. We're neighbors with Mexico. And even further south is South America. So let's see what's next. Are you ready to visit the world? Let's do it. Now, our table is the world. It's just like a globe. It's a picture of the earth, of a map of the earth. It's not round like a globe. There's the earth. Let's visit some sites on the earth. First, let's start with, where are we? We are way up here. Suddenly, we feel so tiny. We are way up here in Kentucky. There's our state capital. We are up in Kentucky. Oh, we are so tiny when you look at the whole earth. So there's the United States right there. Here is our northern neighbor, Canada. Gulf of Mexico, where we enjoy the beach in Florida. This is the Atlantic Ocean. Look how big the Atlantic Ocean is. Over here is Europe and some other countries and continents that border the Atlantic Ocean. Here's our continent of North America, and I put the label way up there because North America extends much further north than the United States. We are not the whole continent. It extends way, way up there with other countries as well as Canada. Even about right there would be Alaska. Here's North America. Here's the Pacific Ocean. I put the label way down here because down here is where Hawaii would be. Our state of Hawaii. There's California. Now, I drew our southern border of the United States, but as we leave and go south, we go into Central America and Mexico. The further south we go, we are now in South America. We're in a new continent of South America. South America has the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean. So I want to tell you about this crack in my table. I left it there on purpose, and I drew the continents on purpose around this crack. Have you ever seen a line on a map or on a globe? Sometimes it's raised on a globe. You're so smart. You're right. It is the equator. You're right. It divides the northern hemisphere from the southern hemisphere. Our our world, our map, our globe is divided into two parts, the north and the south, northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. We have different weather in the two different hemispheres. We have different weather on different continents. So boys and girls, I want you to think about, and I'm going to challenge you to make some kind of map at your house. Now, I drew with chalk on my table, but please, please, please don't do that unless you ask an adult. It does wipe right off, and it's a lot of fun, but you have to have a wet towel and you have to have the right kind of chalk. So before you do that, ask an adult. So think about, where are you on the map? Where's your street? Where's your community? Look how tiny we are in the whole globe. It's a lot of fun to think about how many other people live in the world with us, and all the other different environments and climates and all the things that God made for us, which are amazing, and some we have yet to discover. And people live on almost all of these places in the earth. Down here is Antarctica and the Arctic Circle at the top. We don't know as much about those because they're so snowy and cold and hard to explore. But think about making a map of some kind at your house. And you can do it with paper. You can do it on the sidewalk with chalk. Maybe if it's raining, Mom will let you use the table, but make sure you ask first. So boys and girls, hope you learned something about where we live, and hope this was fun, and I hope to see you soon. Love you, Miss Krill.